Welcome to episode number 2 of the London Art Pilgrim Project. Bright and early, 10 o'clock in the morning. We're heading out on a Thursday. We've got a very interesting day, as I always say. We're heading up to Stratford. We're going to look at some monumental sculptural works, some architectural pieces, and we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into one particular street art piece in the Canal, near the canals in Hackney Wick. So yeah, we're going to get off this morning, nice bright and early, jump on a bus here, get down into London and get to Stratford as quick as we can. But welcome back to the channel, like and subscribe.
North Greenwich Station.
I think this first artwork that we're going to look at, Solitude, struck a chord with me, really. I think anyone who's gone through mental health problems or battled with mental health issues will find this piece and really connect to it. It's in an unusual location in Stratford Shopping Centre. It feels like a slightly strange place to have it, but it really drew my attention, and it gives off great emotion, and you can really understand what the sculpture is trying to say. Anish Kapoor is one of those artists who makes you see familiar things in completely new ways. Born in Mumbai and based in London, he's known for his large, striking sculptures that play with light, colour and reflection. His most famous piece is Cloudgate in Chicago, the giant mirror-like beam that seems to bend the whole city around it. Kapoor's art often explores the idea of emptiness and the unknown, how something that looks so simple can actually pull you into a deeper experience.
The smell of chlorine here is insane. I'm right next to the Olympic pool. It's got that childhood going to swimming lessons memory flashback.
The twisting structure was designed by Anish Kapoor in collaboration with engineer Cecil Balmond. Together they turned steel into something that feels almost alive. Part sculpture, part architecture, balancing chaos and elegance in a single form.
It's quite a good place to see, to stop and have a little talk to camera, really. Blinding lights today. It's absolutely beautiful weather. Come to Stratford really just to the Olympic Park to see the ArcelorMittal Orbit by Anish Kapoor. I'm going to put a lot more information about the artwork into the dubbing on the video, but I want to get a good look around it. It is phenomenally large, and I think unless you're standing here with me, you can't really appreciate the size. It looks so out of place. The red is starting to rust. It's a legacy piece really, but it is starting to look a little bit I don't know, I'm not sure whether they've designed it to age like that, but it is starting to look a little bit run down. But it is a very big industrial looking sort of edifice over the horizon of London, which I've seen from distance all every day basically, up and down the river. But coming up to see it close by is amazing. It's a very different thing when you get close to it. Right next to the West Ham, well, the original Olympic Park, but now the West Ham United Stadium. Sort of contrast there is quite interesting. What a great home for a football club. Yeah. Really the main focus of this part of the walk was to see the orbit, because it is probably one of the most important pieces of public sculpture of this millennium really. And it is just a very cool, interesting structure. Sculpture. What's the right term for it? I don't know. Take a shortcut then, but no, fair enough. Stick to the path, Reese. Stick to the path. I hope you like my attire today. Very cool. My girlfriend told me this morning I was giving off adult Pokemon trainer vibes, which, you know, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, darling. She's probably right. We come out to catch them all. Shut up, Reese. Shut up. Yes, I tried to listen to public demand and to suggestions from family and friends about the last video. I think the consensus was there was a little bit too much sort of walking around. Even though it is a walk, you know, I'm going to try and speed things up a bit so it doesn't get boring. We are going to some quite interesting places, so you know, I don't see the problem too much with a bit of the process of me actually going around. It is a walking art channel, so sort of an art adventure channel, if I were to describe it in a few words. So, you know, that's part of the process, really. I might just try and be a bit more interesting. I think the first video, obviously, I was a little bit nervous. Didn't really know how to react on camera, and I'll probably get, this is not perfect either, but you know, should get a little bit more natural and a little bit more interesting every week. So there is a specific art trail for the Olympic Park. I didn't want to do that today. It's not really the focus of this video. This is more of a walking tour, you know, mainly for street art and things. But there is a really wonderful walking, like, pathway tour of the Olympic Village with some artworks and things to see, which I'd recommend. Maybe I'll do it on another video. But it was a bit of a sort of through road for us today to get to Hackney. What a beautiful day for this walk. It's sort of early October, and the weather today is going to get up to like 19 degrees, I think. So yeah, what a phenomenal day just for wandering around. Quite unusual for this time of year for London. As you can see, there's hardly any clouds in the sky. Take advantage of every good day that I get, because I'm guessing filming in the sort of November, December, January's, February even, it's going to be quite grim and a different experience to this. So yeah, I'm going to make the most of this while I can, really. Right, let's get towards the canals in Hackney. Right, we'll come back that way, but now for now we're going to go down here. Same sort of style as skeleton cardboard, but I have to have a look at that. Another little prefab 77. What a cool place to live on one of these little narrow boats. First glance, I thought this was David Shrigley, but it's actually Billy Murphy, an artist from Essex. It's pretty stuff. Yeah. Ren.
Originally from Medellin, Vane MG mixes her Colombian roots with street art and design, usually painting female figures, often with hearts in their eyes.
Now we are looking for something quite specific on this walk, but I don't know, again, like last time, I don't know where it is, so it's going to be a case of just wandering around until I find it. And then I can sort of give you a bit more of a detailed overlay of where I've been at the end. But as is my style, I only did the basic level of preparation, and I'll work it out as I go. It's just how I live my life.
Here's a mural by Busk One on the side of the Echo building in Hackney. At the centre is a woman in overalls and a headscarf holding a paintbrush and a spray can. She feels grounded, confident, like she belongs right there in the street. Around her, Busk's signature graffiti lettering mixes with the vintage frame, a little nod to the area's industrial past. It's a cool mix of history and energy, showing how the old and the new exist together. Look closely and you notice the small details, the way she holds her tools, her posture, her quiet presence. It's a simple but striking reminder that the people and the creativity around us shape the city just as much as the buildings do.
As you can see, we haven't really gone too far away from the Olympic Park. The Mittal's just on the other side of that. The orbit, I should say. Now in summer days, these bars, these sort of bars and restaurants just off the canal here are absolutely crazy. People all scattered up the banks there, having beers and just enjoying the weather. Probably a bit early yet, we'll be having a pint a little bit later on. Find a decent pub, but that bar Geest is quite famous in this area really. And the milk float. You can get drinks, sit out there. It's a really nice place to be in the summer. Still on the hunt. We're looking for a piece by an artist called Borondo. He's Gonzalo Borondo. And I'm on the hunt for it. I'm looking through, oh that's cool. An old lifeboat. Funky. Seen better days, but quite cool. Tell me about it, brother. Not only is there really nice art to see here, but it is also just a lovely environment. Like, so picturesque and lovely for the centre of London. Really. Bloodshot eyes. Peaceful. Sound of running water, peaceful. Always has been for me. Start making the not so distant future, I think. It's a beautiful autumn day here in London. Look at this. Look at these colours. Fantastic. Natural street art. Love it. Another month or so and there'll be nothing left on these. It'll be quite bleak and horrible, which it normally is in London at that time. But yeah, still get to enjoy these autumn colours for a little while longer. Amazing. Well, I found the location of where the Borondo was. It is no more. It's a shame. But anyway, that's the thing with street art. Here one day, gone the next. One of the sort of ephemeral nature of life, really, isn't it? Just wish I hadn't walked around for about an hour trying to find it. But anyway. I'm going to try and show you the images of the work and talk about it anyway, because it was quite profound and I remember seeing it years ago. I think it was created in 2014 and I think I saw it just after that, but it's over 10 years ago now, you know. Anyway, we'll see what we can do in the edit.
Gonzalo Borondo's 2014 mural Narcissus was painted in acrylic directly onto wall, reimagined the ancient myth with a raw human touch. So let's look at the base text, the ancient Greek myth of Narcissus. Narcissus was a man so strikingly handsome that everyone who saw him fell in love, but he showed no kindness in return. Even a nymph named Echo, who adored him, was cruelly rejected and faded away until only her voice remained. The gods decided to teach Narcissus a lesson. One day he saw his reflection in a pool of water, fell in love with it, and couldn't look away. In the end he wasted away, and the gods turned him into a flower. The story reminds us that self-love without compassion becomes isolation. Admiration means nothing if it blinds us to others. As comparison, Caravaggio, in his famous painting of 1597, shows obsession with self. Borondo shows what's left of us after that obsession breaks apart. Different centuries, same message. When you stare too long at your own reflection, eventually it stares back.
Right, it's coming up to midday, so we've probably been about 2 hours wandering around Olympic Stadium, Hackney Wick. It's time for a beer. I'm going to go and try and find somewhere I can get a little bit of food and a nice Guinness. Little steel sculpture. Lots of cyclists coming down this path, which I think is annoying. Sorry, I'm going to edit that out again. This is clearly a walkway, and then they ring in their bells at you as if you're you know. Dinglebergs. Really like that. Right, time for a pint in the Crown, a Young's pub. Just walking down Grove Road to South Hackney. Just had a beer in the Crown. Very nice Guinness. Give it a 7.5 out of 10. Couldn't have any food though because they had a big party in, so apparently the kitchen was closed to everyone else until 1:30, which is a bit of a silly situation really. Wonder how big that party must have been, seeing as the pub was completely empty apart from me. Anyway, I don't want to be one of those guys. It was a lovely pint, and we'll find some food in Hackney. Just found a really lovely little aloe work just off Broadway Market. I really love the work, so every time I see one I want to come and get it. Just off Broadway Market. Broadway Market is here. And an even bigger aloe. Can't just be a one artist trick this trip. Massive, that's probably one of the biggest ones I've seen. It's on Horseman Road. Basically Haggerston. It's a little street here with some quite cool stuff. Kind of glad I came down this little windy street now, Horseman Road. Fred made this. And then this massive mural here. It's amazing, wow. I could have totally missed this if I hadn't just come down this road after seeing that aloe. Wow. Zabou. I haven't seen a Zabou in the wild yet, so that's amazing. Maybe I did on the last trip actually. I think it's Zabou on Brick Lane. Awesome. What a way to end the video. Probably. I'm gonna go back to Haggerston now. It's time to go. I'm tired, long day. I've walked miles.
The route today: Stratford, down the Regent's Canal, Grove Road to London Fields, down Broadway Market, and a little stop off at Orsted Road, finishing up at Haggerston. It's been a windy one today, up and down looking for particular artworks and a bit of a deep dive into a few. I've had a really lovely day out. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.